This Formula 1 season is becoming one of the most competitive that we have ever seen in the historic F1 series. Welcome back everyone, and we are now at round 6 here for the German Grand Prix at AVUS, the only time this circuit will host this great race. So far this season we have seen 5 wins from 5 different drivers, 3 of whom are tied for points at the top of the championship table, so we honestly do not know what's in store for today's Grand Prix. Alberto Ascari was the victor at Aintree last week, so could he be the favourite? As the table shows, he's in a great position to take the lead today and get on top of both Sebastian Vettel and Jackie Stewart, but they will be aiming for the exact same thing. Meanwhile, Jenson Button retains a healthy position in 4th with 12 points and Kimi Räikkönen in 5th with 10. Today though, all eyes will be on the front row as both title contenders Ascari and Stewart start side by side with the Italian on pole position. We could be seeing an immense battle for the lead, as it will be a very long time before we reach the first braking zone. In 3rd is Damon Hill, who is enjoying his best season so far, and Sebastian Vettel starts 4th with his 2 rivals firmly in the sights in front of him. Graham Hill starts 5th, Alain Prost starts 6th, Jim Clark starts 7th, and another championship contender, Jenson Button, starts in P8 today. Jack Palmer has had a disappointing season so far, and his struggles continue as he starts in P10. Emerson Fittipaldi will also be looking to extend his points total from P11, as he has only secured 1 victory so far this season, with Mika Häkkinen and Charles Leclerc behind him in P12 and 13. The Monegasque is currently at the bottom of the table and is the most at risk of relegation, so he has to ensure he can score at least 1 point for the rest of the season. And right at the back is Nico Rosberg and Francois Xavier. AVUS is notorious for being one of, if not the fastest and most dangerous circuit in history, so all 20 drivers will have to take extreme care in today's race, especially the drivers who are yet to score points, as they could be facing relegation if they do not score points by the end of the season. 2 straights, 2 corners, 1 ball of death, and there will only be 1 winner. Who will lead the championship in half an hour's time? Let's find out as Berlin awaits the 1959 German Grand Prix here at AVUS. Okay, AVUS. Been nervous about this one, but let's just try and have a good race. And we are away. It's a good start. It's going to be a lot of slipstream battles, I can tell you that now. Got 5 laps by the way, so it's going to be a fairly long run, but it's going to feel long, because whilst this is one of the fastest tracks, it's not the most exciting because it's simply just a straight line followed by a corner followed by a straight line, and then you got the infamous banking, the wall of death. So we're currently in 9th, so not bad. Like I said in my last video, I'm pretty much out of the championship running, so it's just about getting a couple of extra points here and there. You know, let's not fight for wins. If we were in that position, then of course we'll fight for the win, but it's unlikely to happen. So a pretty safe start. Currently in a position now where I can take this white car, which is Kimi Räikkönen, but currently a bit sandwiched, I can't really do much. Jackie Stewart is currently in the lead, so as it stands right now he'll be at the top of the table if it ends in this way, of course. Now up to 7th, so a good start, probably the best start I've had all year. But this is it, this is pretty much it. We've got the braking zone coming up in the distance. Kimi Räikkönen just had to back off there, which gives me the position. And we're almost up to the points. I did view this race as one that I could potentially win. I'm just going to have to lift off here. I'm going to have to stay in formation, so to speak. We're coming up to the braking zone. There is like a straw bale on the right, which I use as my sort of braking zone. So that will be crucial to basically surviving this race. It's so easy to get it wrong. So let's just, okay, there's one, There's 2. Alright, I'm going to brake now. Whoa. We made it. Whew. That gets your heart pumping. It's so fast, it's so easy to get wrong. Now, is there any change in lead? Now, Ascari now leads the championship and is leading the race. Now, it's downhill. So, this run is slightly faster. And it looks like Jackie Stewart's making a move on Ascari. I've lost there to Kimi Raikkonen. It's got to 5th gear, so now we can just relax a bit. It's just so fast and scary. One wrong move and that's your race done. So let's try and catch back up, because at the end of this got the wall of death, and that is just a terrifying experience, especially in a car like this. I don't know what to expect. So obviously the tension is, you could do as much practice as you like, but once you get into the race and there's other cars around you, it just makes it even harder. So we're not quite catching up to Raikkonen at the moment, but hopefully we can change that. And Stewart's now leading. They're pretty much side by side. Ascari and Stewart, got Button and Sebastian Vettel. Vettel is in 9th. He's had a terrible start. So as it stands, he won't be collecting any points. He's currently tied at the top. But unless you're in the slipstream, you can forget about catching up. Oh. Wall of Death is coming up now. Got a braking zone roughly halfway down this pit lane on the left. It's about here. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe, well, I don't know actually. I want to be careful. I do not want to retire. Do not need another DNF. So here's the extremely bumpy Wall of Death, and already I'm feeling a bit nauseous doing that. Okay, we survived it. It is honestly so scary doing that. And we've dropped down to 8th, and we've got Sebastian Vettel in front. That's okay though. The objective is just to make it to the end of this race. No retirement so far. I'm surprised. Alright, making a move on Seb. That's him done. But now I assume he's going to try and get back at me. So the gap now 3.6. Let's see if we can actually catch up. 3.5. 3.4. So we are slowly catching them. I think the best way I can do it is through the braking zones. That's quite something. The Wall of Death. We got through a lot quicker than I thought we did. Maybe these cars are just that quick, you know. .6 now. They are getting away from me. It's not what I want. And then just chill, relax. So how have you guys been? I know I didn't do a video during the week. I was just that little bit busy. I did have a couple of video ideas. Again, didn't do them because I was just busy. I'm busy tomorrow. I'm actually working tomorrow, so I'm going to have to get this video done and dusted before Sunday afternoon. Not working all day, it's only for a few hours. So even if I don't get it all edited tonight, then at least then I'll have a couple of hours after work, and then get the video up and live by 5 o'clock the next day. They're catching up behind me. Is this all I have? Bad, but still P7. We're not dropping down drastically, which I kind of expected. Okay, and brake. Easy, easy, easy now. There we go. Decent. So I'm going to aim to try and brake later going into the curve before the wall of death. Try and catch up to the guys in front, because I was in the points very briefly, so I know I could potentially get in there. 3.7, so the gap is practically the same, but Vettel behind is, well, is right there. Oh, that's it. I was looking at somebody else. Oh no, that's Jensen Button. Okay. Side by side running at AVUS brings back memories of a video I did with the two streamline cars, the Auto Union and the Mercedes. Probably one of the scariest videos I've done. Having to overtake another guy at 240 miles an hour when the car is extremely difficult to handle. And that ended up being the most popular video on this channel. Nearly 4,000 views currently. We have got kind of a queue behind us. Don't know if that's a reflection on me, but come on, give it some more. So if there's any kind of contact, we're both just gonna fly off and be out. So I'm gonna stick to this lane because it's practically, well, it's part of the autobahn, this track. This is just scary, but I'm happy to know I am the same speed as them. Right, wall of death coming up again. My heart rate increases. Gotcha. Oh, it's so scary, this track. Like, I can feel my legs kind of shaking a little bit. Just don't go over the top and you'll be fine. Don't touch the... Okay, we did touch the bricks, but we managed to escape serious accident. Graham Hill now the fastest lap. Severe now the fastest lap. So if it stays like that, Severe will secure a point, and he could pretty much secure his survival and keep his seat for next season. Button is still here. Kind of annoying. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. That's it. Okay, it's gone. Still there. Just gonna try, well, don't like weaving, but at the same time, just to break the toe. He's in my toe now. Not my toe as in my feet. That'd be extremely weird, but slipstream. So now 7 seconds behind the leaders. The leading pack, so unless there's a bit of an accident, then I'm not going to catch up to them. See, it's such a simple circuit. It's basically an oval, but just extremely flat. But it's so scary, it's so fast. You do not get this anywhere else. I'll get a touch of slipstream actually. So we retake 7th place. Here we go. See, this was the race I was really looking forward to at the beginning of the season. This was it. It wasn't the British Grand Prix, it was this one. Yeah, crying out loud. Go away, Button. My arms are aching. All I've been doing is this, and that's enough. Try and intimidate him into making a mistake. Just like Carlos Sainz and... Wait. Contact. Somebody behind me. Who was that? That was Mika Hakkinen, my hero. See other cars there on the left. That was Jim Clark and Bottas. And I've just noticed Clark is in 19th. How did he get there? It must have been some sort of accident we have not seen. And again, still no retirements. I'm really surprised. Alright, it's going to be Button against me for the rest of this race, I feel. But this is pod racing. Yeah. As long as we keep here, then no one else can get past me. So I'll try and get as close to him as possible to intimidate him into making a mistake and give me position. That's a bad move. Could have been a bad move. Jesus. Close enough to make it to do a high five. This is terrifying, just so close. I'd like to know how fast we're going as well. Probably about 170, maybe 180. Or maybe lower than that, I'm not too sure what the top speed of this Lotus is. So it's Graham Hill now in the lead. That's throws a spanner in the works. Bloody hell. Graham Hill obviously hasn't won this season so far. And that'll be the 6th different winner in 6 races. It's like 2012 all over again. Whoa. Full throttle, go. Oh, that could have been so wrong. That could have been my race over already. Oh, come on, leave me alone. We actually did catch up a bit to the leading pack there. Go away. Please, leave me alone. Alright, lap 4 or 5. That really scared me then on that wall, on that banking. I just felt the car just sort of be a bit awkward about it, and I was like, oh no, don't go flying off the top or spinning out the bottom in the compression. Is that somebody else making a move at me? I think it is. They're all lining up behind me now. But I still think I'm doing quite well to keep this position. Somebody else now wants a piece of action. This is Mika Hakkinen. So where's Button gone? He's actually dropped down to 10th. Vettel is now in front of him. Oh, I've got to give this arm a rest. Because he's not really doing much. It's really... it's just so intense. You just have to keep the car straight, which is a difficult task in cars like these. It's quite a hot day in the UK right now. It's just really humid and muggy, like a really sticky. So doing this is not helping keeping me cool. Right, braking zone coming up. And I'm not on the side. I would much prefer to be the outside. Who's going to be the last break here? Will it be me or Mika? Let's find out. No. He's hit me. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Oh crap. Why is it always me? Just that the smallest contact. Where the hell am I? Just the smallest contact. And it just puts me off over there. Oh. That is so annoying. I was doing well. It was the most pathetic crash I've ever had. It wasn't really a crash. Just the smallest touch and the car became imbalanced and just went and because if I was too aggressive on the recovery, then I probably would have oversteered and gone into Mika Hakkinen and put him out, so I didn't want to cause that. And now I'm down in 18th. Brilliant. Crikey. It annoys me. It really annoys me. We've got Bottas and Clark behind me. I'm losing a lot of time here to the second pack, which I was part of and leading. Bottas and Clark are catching up behind me, which is annoying. When will it end? When will this miserable season end? It's really not been good this season. So everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Again, just the smallest touch like that. Again, perfect example of this track. The smallest contact could ruin your race. Because you are going at 100% with these cars. They're being pushed to their absolute limit. Slightest thing to ruin that and disrupt that, gone. This was a race I thought I could do well on. If only there weren't any straw bales, because I kept going thinking I was going to open up and I could just get round and return to the track, but no. You're going to see the other cars pass by on the left now. I'm not going to look because obviously we're breaking, but you can hear them. I can't even see the other pack. They are long gone. Oh. That's what I was worried about. Oh. It goes bad from worse. Well, bad to worse actually. Oh well, final lap now. And to be honest, I've reached a point where I don't care. You know, the championship's over for me. So I really don't care. 10 seconds now on P20. So let's just have a nice chilled drive to the finish line. At least we've finished, we haven't retired. We were close there. So we've got Portugal next at Boa Vista. And then after that we have the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, which has never gone well for me for whatever reason. Something's always gone wrong. It's almost like I'm cursed forever. And then we have the final race at Sebring for the United States Grand Prix. And that's a race I'm not looking forward to. That's going to be really difficult just to survive. Portugal next round. It's a difficult track. It's a street circuit. Well, just like pretty much every other circuit. And yeah, not Monza. Weirdly, is the only one I'm looking at and thinking, okay, that could go well for me. We are actually catching up to Bottas and Clark, so we could have a little bit of a battle before the end of the race. Let's just hope I don't get punted off into the distance. We're going to see the other cars, the leading cars, go past any minute now, or any second now actually. They're going to appear and then be gone. We are approaching the braking zone. Where are they? It's currently Raikkonen in the lead, so we've had so many different leaders. Here they are. And they're gone. There it is. And here's the pack that I was part of. God damn it. We are actually really catching up with Bottas and Clark. There they are. It's fine. It's part of the process of turning on that corner. So we do have a chance of trying not to finish last. I do not deserve it. I do not deserve finishing last. You know, I did really well to keep 7th. Well, fighting for 7th, and I was fighting, and I was in the running for it. Relax. Downhill, 5.1 between me and Bottas. 5.2. 5.6. How am I getting away? How come I'm going uphill I was faster and going downhill I'm slower? But yeah, this season really hasn't gone well. It's annoying because we've got a massive battle for the championship right now. A very competitive one. But I'm nowhere near seeing it. So it's a bit of unexplored territory for me, because I've never had a season in historic F1 whereby the championship fight is going on and I'm nowhere near being a part of it. So I don't really know how to cover it. I guess just trying to emphasise it in the intros and outros is the best I could do, and then obviously you'll be watching the race from my point of view, and there's not really much happening except for struggles and just pain. Just pain. So Raikkonen and Graham Hill currently fighting for the lead. Damon Hill's in there as well. So is Jackie Stewart. So any of the top 6 could win. And I think Damon Hill... No, I think Raikkonen has just crossed the line. He might have won. I think. Damon Hill's got the fastest lap, so he's going to get an extra point. But I think that's the race over. And there's the winning pack. Interesting. We'll find out in a minute anyway. Right. Wall of Death for the last time. Got 2 cars in front. We have actually caught up to them, so if they could take each other out, that'd be amazing. Staying between these 2 white lines. Ooh. Cool. Well, we did achieve our objective. There's race over, P20. But at least we finished our objective. We achieved our objective of surviving. It was very close where we weren't, well, it looked like we wasn't going to survive with that flip at the end of the Wall of Death. And of course the accident going into turn 1 with Mika Hakkinen. That small collision was enough to put us out of the running for points or any kind of decent achievement. So that's annoying. But yeah, that's the end of the Grand Prix here at AVUS. So with that being said, let's go and have a look at the results and see where the championship standings lie. Well, whilst it might have been uneventful for me in the back, at the front it was a completely different story. We now have 6 different winners from 6 races. Kimi Raikkonen gets his first win of the season and finishes it with only 2 tenths in front of Graham Hill, and in front of him, well, behind him was Damon Hill, 4 tenths of second, making up the top 3. Raikkonen, Graham Hill and Damon Hill. Graham Hill keeps on giving his best season yet. Jackie Stewart, however, finished 4th in the end, and Ascari finished in 6th, which just goes to show how important it is to keep in front of these slipstream battles and keep on the top of things. Elsewhere, Jenson Button finished in 7th and Sebastian Vettel ended up finishing 8th, which will damage his championship chances come the end of the season. And Charles Leclerc had a very good race, finishing in 9th. That will help him no doubt going forward to try and escape the relegation battles, as currently the drivers with 0 points are separated by their average finishing position, and because he's got the worst. He was at the bottom, but we'll have to see where he is at the end of this segment. Niki Lauda in 10th, Häkkinen in 11th. Ayrton Senna also had a decent recovery after his crash at Aintree, finishing in 12th ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi in 13th. Sterling Moss in 14th, Francois Silver also in the danger zone in 15th, Nico Rosberg in 16th, Jacques Villeneuve in 17th, and Jim Clark dropped 11 positions and finished in 18th ahead of Valtteri Bottas in 19th, and right at the back Jack Palmer in 20th. So what does this mean for the championship tables? Well, we have a new net leader in the Brit Jackie Stewart now with 20 points. That 4th place finishing helps him no doubt just to keep just that slight in front and ahead of the new 2nd place Kimi Räikkönen with now 18 points, just 1 point above Sebastian Vettel in 3rd with 17 points, and Alberto Ascari also failed to score points at AVUS and drops down to 4th. Damon Hill and Graham Hill, however, did manage to score quite a lot of points this time. Damon Hill now takes 5th with 15 points, and Graham Hill now up to 6th with 13. Jenson Button, however, did not score points and drops down to 7th, keep with the same points tally as he had previously, and Jack Palmer drops down to 8th, still with only 9 points. Alan Prost scored a couple of points but stays in 11th, and Mika Häkkinen stays 12th after a decent race, however, and Jim Clark still in 13th with just the 1 point. And the bottom 3 and the most at risk of relegation at the end of the season is right at the bottom Sterling Moss, followed by Charles Leclerc in P19 and Francois Silver in P18. In the team championship we have no movements whatsoever, but Masters have pretty much extended their lead at the top and now have 51 points, with Fireflash remaining in 2nd with 35, but the McLaren team have really caught up. They're only 1 point behind Fireflash with 34 points, and the struggling Atlantic team only secured 2 points that race with Alain Prost and still remain bottom with only 22 points. So it wasn't the most eventful race. There were no crashes really to speak of. There were no significant events, but as we saw a huge championship battle emerging at the front. And as I mentioned during the race, next week we will be heading to Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix, obviously, at the Boa Vista Street Circuit. Now, I will point out I am on a family holiday that weekend, so I'll do my best to get that video done for you before the weekend. If not, it will just be a regular video, maybe another episode of Race to the Top during the week, and we'll just be moving that race to the next weekend instead. So anyways, regardless, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave a like, that would be really appreciated, and obviously subscribe if you're new, if you like what you see here, and check out some of the other videos and check out some of the other seasons that we've done in the historic F1 series. Some of them have been really entertaining, and this season is slowly becoming another brilliant competitive season. So until the next video, thank you so much for watching, take care, see you later.